Okay, I'm going to show you what I've been experimenting with a little bit. Now, first I tried this on my Pennyplane, and I'm going to show you, here's the form. And you can see it's marked 26 to 22. And what that means is, in this case, it has a 26-inch pitch up to about, I think it's about 70%. And then it goes to a 22. And what that does is it gives it a little bit of washout in the tips. Okay, it's the same idea as what you do on wings. The idea is that'll prevent the tip from stalling. Even though the middle might be stalling, the tip will still be flying. It'll help you recover. Now, I wanted to try this on my Pennyplane because when it's at super high pitch, I mean, I have a variable pitch prop there, you know, it tended to stall a little bit at the beginning. Okay, so somebody mentioned this and I thought I'd try it. And I think it helped. All right, I thought it was better. It's really just anecdotal evidence because I didn't go back and try the other props and do a, very close comparison. It just seemed better with this, so that's what I was using, okay? So now I'm gonna try it again with my F1R, and here I can do a little bit more precise test because I've been flying F1R longer. Now this is what I usually use, all right? This is a 14 by 20, and it's a 12-inch prop, so here, this is where the 12 inches is. And that's my typical form. I like to put both the pitch and the shape in at the same time. But I asked the J&H Aero if they can make a block, and they did. They made a special block because I wanted to try this flare out at, wash out at the tips because again, I have variable pitch on my F1R, and when you launch it, it's at a very high pitch and it does tend to stall a little bit. So they made a block, and here it is, basically. Let me get this out of the way. All right. And you can see it's got a 20-inch pitch. This is what I asked for basically, up until about 70% and a 16-inch pitch at 7-inch, all right? Now a couple of things here. In order to get it to sit right, I glued on these blocks on the bottom, and then I just make a hole here and I put my clamp in there and I clamp it to the table like this. So this way it sits nice and I can work on it, okay? Otherwise it's kind of like that and it's too hard to wrap it. It was a little trickier to wrap this one, I'll have to say that much. But, still I was able to do it. And so what's interesting, so I made some F1R props. We're gonna check those out. Now it'll be interesting with F1R because I'll be able to see how do these compare, and I still have my older props, so I can do some more extensive comparisons. Okay, now I was interested in this because, all right, there you go, you got the blade. And it is kind of weird. No, yeah, the other thing I would have mentioned is you'll notice I couldn't go straight across here. Okay, you'll see with the other one, even though it has that varying pitch, I was still able to put a straight line. And I noticed another one my friend has that's kind of like this. It's not straight, so it does seem to depend. Here you couldn't get it to lie flat if it was straight, and there's no way. That spar has to be dead straight. So I just took it at the smallest angle where I still had a very flat straight piece, okay? So I was very curious when I make this, how is this gonna work out? It is a kind of weird looking block. And I did make one blade, so let me grab it. So here's a blade that I made. You gotta be careful with these, they're very delicate. But if I kind of get it on there, I just wanted to compare, all right? And I didn't make it on this, but it still fits perfectly. And when you get it in there, you can now see what the difference is because it all lies pretty flat. I'm not gonna do it too much. I don't wanna break anything. But right away, you can see the difference here in the back because look at that. You see how the trailing edge comes up a little bit? It comes up about a 1/16 or a little more, and that's exactly what you want. So that's the washout in the tip. So I'm very happy with this block. I think it's doing what I want. And so we're gonna make a new set of blades here, and then we're gonna go out and try it out, give some flying. I'll report back. Well, here we are. It's really flying nice, but we're cruising around that light. And it shouldn't climb much more. We're already up to about 5 minutes here. Also, I turned the spring all the way, so hopefully this won't kick into low pitch for quite a while, I hope. Otherwise, we're in big trouble. I lost one in the rafters last week because it went in the low pitch. It went up to the girders, and that was the end of it. But this is just hanging there right now. Good height. And I don't think the low pitch should kick in before 10 minutes, so Let's see what happens. We're not drifting much. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. It just hit a breeze and stalled a little bit, but we're okay. There are a little bit of drafts and some thermals and little things going on, but geez, I think we're still in a good spot. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna get the pole just in case. But it's flying really, really nice. This is a new prop, and I think this prop is good.